Welcome to a Creature Guide Live Saturday afternoon live stream. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ethan. We're going to be going over prehistoric to current animal news from around the world and as well taking a look at some interesting animal videos. And we're streaming at the moment or on Saturday on both Rumble at Creature Guide Live, Kick at Creature Guide, and YouTube. So, um, happy International Saber-Tooth Cat Day. And I just simply made that up because apparently it is International Pet Awareness Week or Pet Therapy Week. It's just brings you down. It's boring. So I just thought I'd put that out there. And if there isn't an International Saber-Tooth
Hold on.
Cat Day.
Pet therapy week?
There's three different pet, like something similar to nothing positive even about your pets, you know? It could have been something like, um, I don't know, I mean, like an International Fishing Cat Day or International Homotherium Day, so,
International Play with Your Pet Week?
yeah, International Dire Wolf Day, any of those. So, or well, yeah, when specifically referring to pets or, maybe Pleistocene Pet Day. Just when you started domesticating dogs back in the late Pleistocene, around 35 to 40,000 years ago. So, let's head into the first article from Sci News. World's largest worm lizard lived 47 million years ago. Paleontologists have described a new genus and species of Trugonophid amphispinian worm lizard from fossilized specimens found in Tunisia. This is a very hideous worm lizard, but he's interesting though. Some might refer to him as cute, but I mean, I guess he could be. Maybe it's just because it was just an immediate introduction. He's already eating a snail. So,
We know someone that would refer to him as cute.
maybe. I mean, he does. Just look at where his eyes are placed. This is kind of odd.
I'm surprised you can see with those.
It is interesting though. Okay, let's take a look or deeper and Terrastodontosaurus marcellosanchezi lived in what is now Africa during the Eocene epoch. Well, the question is, where in Africa? Some 47 million years ago. The new species belongs to Trugonophidae, a small family of limbless, carnivorous, lizard-like reptiles within the clade Amphispinae. I'm not too familiar with this group of reptiles. So let's see. So amphispinians are a charismatic group of fossorial squamates with bizarre morphological features and extreme anatomical modifications, said lead author Dr. Georgios Georgalis from the Institute of Systematics and Evolution of Animals at the Polish Academy of Sciences and his colleagues. In particular, their unique skeletal anatomy has attracted and puzzled researchers since the 19th century. Before the advent and broad acceptance of phylogenetic systematics, amphispinians were considered to be the third major group of squamata, together with serpents and the paraphyletic Lacertiliae. Recent phylogenetic analyses, however, have placed them as the sister group of lacertid lizards, a topology that has been supported by both molecular and combined morphological and molecular evidence. The name Lacertibinae was even proposed for the clade Amphispinae and Lacertidae. So we're being introduced to different families of reptiles, especially somewhat related to snakes. Amphispinians have a relatively rich fossil record across the Cenozoic of Europe and North America, coupled with a few Neogene and Quaternary occurrences from South America, a few Paleogene, Neogene, and Quaternary occurrences from Africa, a very few Neogene occurrences from the Arabian Peninsula, and very few occurrences from the Neogene of southwestern Asia. The Neogene, I believe, is right after the Paleogene. It's not specifically hitting me when it comes to the Cenozoic. Um, Considering Paleogene, Neogene aren't used as often as like Eocene, Paleocene epochs. So Trogonophidae are a rather distinctive group of amphispinians that are today distributed in northern and north central Africa. Oh, okay. Including Socotra Island and Yemen and the Middle East. Well, okay, that's part of southwestern Asia. So that's over on the Arabian Peninsula. Four living genera are currently recognized: Agamodon, Diplometopon, and Pachycalamus. And the type genus, Trigonophis. The most distinctive feature of Trigonophids is their acrodont dentition, a feature that, within squamates, is otherwise present solely in the iguanian group Acrodonta. Dragonophids also possess other unique features among amphisbaenians, including locomotion and burrowing patterns, shoulder girdle or hemipennial morphology, chromosomes, vertebral arrangement, the absence of caudal autotomy, and a triangular body in cross section. Let's see. Several specimens of Pterastodontosaurus marcellus were found at a fossil-bearing locality in the natural park of Dehebel Chembai in Tunisia. The Dehebel Chembai National Park is situated in the Kasserine area in the central western part of Tunisia. The material of this study comes from a fossil-bearing site, Chembai Locus 1, which consists of fluvio-lacustrine deposits situated at the base of the continental sequence of Chembai. These localities have yielded a diverse assemblage of aquatic and terrestrial vertebrates, including fishes, amphibians, turtles, crocodiles, squamates, birds, and mammals such as bats, primates, eulytyphilins, hyenodonts, hycroids, an elephant shrew, a marsupial, a rodent, and a sirenian. Pterastodontosaurus marcellus was over 90 centimeters or 35 inches in length. Well, compared to most, um, I guess snake-like lizards that I've come across, that's huge, making it the largest known amphispinian to ever live. Amongst extant amphispinians, Amphispinae alba is the largest species, reaching a maximum total length of 81 centimeters or 32 inches, and a skull length of over 3.1 centimeters or 1.2 inches. Practically all living amphispinians represent burrowing animals, which appear only rarely on the surface, outside their subsurface environments. Let's see. Nevertheless, certain features in Pterastodontosaurus marcellensinchezi seem to contradict this natural history pattern and suggest instead that the ancient species was likely to be a surface dweller. This is further supported by the extreme size of Pterastodontosaurus, which would render subsurface habits as less likely. Pterastodontosaurus represents a substantial contribution to the so far poorly known African fossil record of Amphispinae, representing only the fifth named extinct species from the continent. Moreover, the new material from Chimbai adds further to the extremely poor fossil record of Trogonophidae. Okay, good. We found this large, Pterastodontosaurus. And apparently a lot of other creatures within the, fossil formation or the region in which it came out of. Okay, there's a wide range of different fossil sites. So it's specifically in Dehebel Chembai National Park. Not familiar with this protected area, but good to see. Let's head over to the next video. Okay, Voyager's Wolf Project. Yep. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just realized he's carrying a deer head. Hmm. Oh. I guess just another incident with my marnet and
Yeah, you didn't get it.
or the going after the hare.
Da-da, da. Wait. Is that
Moose
another?
will form bachelor herds during the winter, so it could be just a couple male moose together.
All he found was the head.
Hopefully, there's food in it.
He's gonna
Fox
wear
looking
it.
for a vole. I'm guessing he's going for a vole.
And
Did he catch one?
yep. No,
I couldn't tell.
well, they didn't slow it
He
down.
looks concerned. Oh, he's just signaling other wolves in the area. Possibly trying to communicate with his own pack.
Guys, where are you?
Black fox. Wow. That is not too common around there. Probably more than certain other areas of the world, though. Same
What
thing
are
with
we
like the
looking
black
at?
wolves. It's a possibly a stoat or a fisher.
Mm.
Still has his winter coat on. I'm just cleaning his fur. Eh, Probably rubbing in some scent, I'm guessing.
Why does that look like a house cat?
I think it's a lynx, but it doesn't seem to have too
Uh, look.
puffy of a face. Yeah, he's lost an antler. The other one will probably come off pretty soon. In fact, it might come off in like
Okay, that guy's funny.
next 30 minutes.
Go back.
I wonder what he was running after. I think it was a bobcat.
It's just the way he's doing it.
Yeah. I wonder if it's at night too.
And then he stopped.
Coyote.
Wolf chasing coyote. There's a wolf.
Oh, there's a coyote.
And
And well,
he
yeah.
looks at the camera as he goes by.
I wonder if that was a female wolf. So there was a rabbit. Oh,
These guys are always
there he
chasing him.
goes. These are fishers.
And there we go again.
It's probably stoat
And-
beforehand. I think it was like either a clear cut area
Oh, did
or
you
a
see
beaver
that?
dam.
Hold on.
Antler was yeah, interesting. Wonder why it's stuck. Usually they just come right off. I don't know.
Are we back to this guy?
No, it's a bobcat. It's not a Canadian lynx.
Yeah, those paws are way too small.
I was just looking at his ears and overall fur structure. Well, he was carrying a leg. That was interesting. Yeah, so it was a stoat. Okay. Well. Okay, so from NPR.org, another spotless giraffe has been discovered, this time on a reserve in Namibia. So it was a little further back, but it's very likely that this foal is still alive, or a calf. So let's see. Well, a baby giraffe. Well, I guess I'll just read the main thing. So, a baby reticulated giraffe at a Tennessee zoo made international headlines last month when word got out that she was born without her spots. It was thought to be the only living giraffe in the world to hold the title. That is until a wild spotless giraffe was well spotted at a reserve in Africa. That is interesting. I know they're rare. I didn't realize that they were this scarce. Um, like I thought now and then spotless giraffes were seen, but apparently not. They're extremely um like non-existent. So the Giraffe Conservation Foundation announced in a Monday news release that the spotless giraffe was found roaming around the Mount Etho Safari Lodge, a private game reserve in Namibia. The foundation says the Angolan giraffe is the first ever spotless giraffe found in the wild. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So it's an Angolan giraffe, so a separate species from like the Maasai giraffe over in Tanzania and Kenya. Before the discovery of the Namibian spotless Angolan giraffe, there were only two records of such a brown giraffe, both in zoos in Japan in 1972 and most recently in the USA. Giraffes are born at 6 feet tall or a little less than 2 meters and with a unique set of spots, meaning no two giraffes have the same coat pattern. As for babies born without spots, scientists aren't quite sure. Julian Finessi, the foundation's co founder and director of conservation, said in the news release that the lack of spots could be caused by genetic mutations or recessive genotype in one or more genes related to the pattern.
Floppy Rabbit on Kick said, "Who took its spots?"
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. It almost looks like a Pliocene giraffe species, so over 5 million years old, from Africa. But this is also a time where many giraffe species had shorter necks. Some had somewhat longer necks. They were just a bit more robust, but also you had different species that had neck structures somewhat similar to today's. But that's what I'm thinking of when I'm looking at this. So let's see. But without detailed genetic analysis, these are mere speculations. Kipiki, which means unique in Swahili, is the spotless baby giraffe who was born on July 31st at Bright Zoo in Tennessee. She is a reticulated giraffe that is found in northern and northeastern Kenya and possibly parts of southern Somalia and southern Ethiopia. According to the foundation, the giraffe found in Namibia is an Angolan giraffe, which makes up about half of Africa's giraffe population, and are found in central Botswana and most parts of Namibia, with scattered populations throughout Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, 7 of the 9 subspecies of giraffe are on the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List, which many of which are vulnerable. Okay. So, this is definitely, I guess you could say, good to see with this giraffe species. You would think that this might help it when it comes to camouflage and the landscape, especially during the dry season. But then when you look at the pattern of its mother, it blends a lot better with the landscape because of the beige cracks, whereas that's nearly non existent on this individual. But I'm glad it's existing. So, set over to the next video. Some more Minnesota footage. Superior National Forest has a lot of life inside of it. It's over in northeastern Minnesota. Here is a fisher. No, wait a second. Maybe it's a pine marten.
Is he trying to sniff out food?
Yeah, I wonder what's going on. Is there another one? Oh, wolf popped up.
Right at the camera.
There's another one. Oh,
You got something?
whoa.
Is that a mole?
No, I thought that for a second at first, but something else. Whitetail just lays in front of the camera. Some snowstorm going on. He's so puffy. Deer have to be careful because when they are feeding, they don't have the ability to remove food that gets stuck up in their upper gum regions, unlike people. So, whereas we're able to move it, deer, it just gets stuck. Depending on what type of vegetation ends up just colliding with the cheeks in the upper gum region. That was a bit concerning with that raccoon scratching. So this wolf was probably wallowing in, I don't think it was in a mud wallow, but probably the nearby beaver dam pond.
Wait, this is the same.
Oh, they're smelling the raccoon. Yeah, I'm guessing.
The funny thing is, why do they keep smelling it?
Maybe there's other animals that were there beforehand. Hey, it's another one. Hey, he's very curious.
Oh, camera's gone.
Wow, that is a thin wolf. At least its hair. I mean, maybe it's just a hotter summer.
Did it just get
Nice.
scared by the camera?
Is that a coyote? Might have been coyote. And here's a fat bobcat.
They're all peeing on the same place.
Yeah, okay. This makes sense. Yeah, it's summertime, so they just lost their winter coat. But it's also a bit of a lean time for the wolves as well. I mean, they're having to feed their pups, but also it's hard to catch prey in these conditions because the prey are in a lot better and fitter condition. Winter is much better. It's also why their fur coat also tends to look much better during the winter because they're usually getting more food. So, heading back in time from Sci News, new oviraptorosaur species discovered in China. We did do a video on this, but we're going back over it. A new genus and species of early diverging oviraptorosaurian dinosaur has been identified from 2 specimens found in Inner Mongolia, China. Oviraptorosauridae is a group of specialized penoraptoran theropods known primarily from an abundant Asian and North American Cretaceous fossil record. said Dr. Xing Shu, a paleontologist from the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and Paleoanthropology at Chinese Academy of Sciences and the Center for Vertebrate Evolutionary Biology at Yunnan University, and colleagues. In recent years, a series of new discoveries have enriched our knowledge of their diversity, behaviors, ontogeny, and reproductive biology. This is definitely a unique looking oviraptorid. I believe there are a couple of others that look somewhat similar, but this is not too close to, like, per se, oviraptor itself, which has a distinctive head crest. And let's see, trying to think. Actually, let's bring up an oviraptor. Considering this animal is lacking a head crest and also its beak's different. So, Oviraptor. Might even have it where Velociraptor might pop up, considering Velociraptor and Oviraptor specifically did coexist with each other. This animal, I don't recall how old it is, but it was likely feeding on different species of fruit in the region, maybe going after different species of insects. Might have even preyed on dinosaur hatchlings, but not going after any larger game in the region. It was just a probably an almost harmless omnivore.
Wait, is this a toy?
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
And it's a bit off. It's almost given like somewhat Allosaur feet. It was also similar to the Allosaur model as well. The hand shouldn't be facing backwards, and the overall reconstruction is a bit off. This is better. This is an interesting model. So yes, it should be covered in feathers. The claws, especially on the feet, they're somewhat okay. A bit of a question with that sickle claw, especially on the left leg. But a much better skull structure. Okay, this isn't bad, and this is also a bit of a natural characteristic or just lifestyle for the oviraptors, considering we have found several specimens over in China of oviraptors covering their nests, and their nests are full of eggs as well. So they were definitely decent mothers. Now, there were also different species of oviraptors specifically. That this is a more distinctive head crest of oviraptor, except this individual has 3 arms.
Hmm?
This AI one didn't get him too well.
Oops.
Bit also too elongated of a skull. This one's a bit better. Let's see. Though it's missing fingers. It only has 1 finger. It should have 3, like a thumb, an index, and a middle finger.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. This is another species. Not sure Oviraptor specifically. I think it's a close relative. Might be even one from possibly Montana or North America. Many that are associated with Oviraptors, specifically Oviraptor itself, tend to only associate with the animal from Mongolia. And the truth is that, well, possibly northern China as well. There were a wide range of different species of oviraptorids, as well as even different families that were actually quite distantly related to each other as well. You even had the Gigantoraptors a bit further back, around 90, I say 90 to 92 million years ago, which was far before Oviraptor would evolve. Oviraptor showed up with Velociraptor around 71 million years ago at the very beginning of the Maastrichtian stage of the Cretaceous and over in Mongolia. But, you had a wide range of different species. The Gigantoraptorids would, in fact, I guess,
Let
let's
me
look
get
up.
rid of them.
Yeah, belong to a completely different family. So let's head back to the article.
Hey, you want me to pull something else?
Oh, um, I guess we can pull up a Gigantoraptor. So Gigantor. Okay, but the animal that I'm referring to is probably somewhere around 25 to 30 feet in length. They're pushing somewhere between 7.5 to 9 meters and could stand at around 16 to 18 feet in height. Or I guess reaching somewhere between 5 to 5.7 meters. But this specific animal, it's a bit of a question as to how it specifically would have hunted and also what. It's likely it would have been an herbivore or an omnivorous drom- um, yeah, an omnivorous dromaeosaur as well. But specifically, this animal was probably feeding on different types of vegetation, maybe even different flowers in the region, and probably hunting smaller species of dinosaur occasionally, since it definitely had the ability to do so. But it was quite distantly related to oviraptors specifically, though this animal did coexist with earlier species of tyrannosaurs in the area, such as Electrosaurus. So this animal inhabited Mongolia, northern China, around 92 million years ago, towards the beginning of the Cretaceous. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, the animal probably weighed at least 2 tons. It was quite a large species of dromaeosaur.
Yeah, that's an AI one.
Yeah, that's quite off.
Look how big his arms are.
It's almost got like a terror bird sort of a skull. And then, yeah, the arms are far too long and robust. I mean, Gigantoraptor didn't necessarily have short arms, but they were much, um,
Thinner.
yeah, just thinner and almost had like a skinny build to them, kind of like with what you see here. Not a lot of muscle occurring. And that would have been quite common with the musculature of different species of Oviraptor in general. So let's head back to the article. So, let's see. With over 40 genre named, unquestionable oviraptorosaurs include the earliest diverging species, such as Incisivosaurus and Cottyiptergidae. Oh, Cottyiptergidae is not a species; it's a family of dromaeosaurs. So, dromaeosaurs are the family of theropod dinosaurs that consisted of the raptors, well, a large proportion of raptors, technically megaraptors, are a related lineage, but they're not dromaeosaurs. But it does contain the oviraptors. And Incisivosaurus specifically is a genus, not a species. From northeastern China and highly specialized indetulous species such as Avamimus, also a genus. From the Gobi Desert, Oviraptoridae from Eastern Asia, and Kynagith Ky okay, this specific family is what, many species of Oviraptor belong to, not specifically Oviraptor, though. Oviraptor did belong to Oviraptoridae, but this is what Gigantoraptor belonged to, Kynaxidae, from Asia and North America, with most known species being from the late Cretaceous. The new Oviraptorosaur species, also when referring to Oviraptorosaurs, that's what I should have been using. You can refer to practically every species of Oviraptor that's existed. Or, um, no, actually, it's fine to use Oviraptorid. I'm making it confusing. It's just that you have Oviraptoridae that only had certain species of Oviraptorids, and then Oviraptorsaurae, which consisted of practically every species of Oviraptorid. Okay. It's kind of like we were talking about iguanodontids, like with the herbivorous ornithopods. Who's another one? You could even possibly say like tyrannosaurids. There's different species or different groups of dinosaurs. You can add the id at the end, and you're just talking about the broad spectrum of that specific group of dinosaurs, which somebody like me will understand if that's what you're that if that's the term that you're using. So named hold on a second. The new Oviraptorosaur species lived in what is now China during the early Cretaceous, some 110 million years ago. Whoa, okay, this is definitely an older species. Named Wanyanglong Minan, it displays a unique combination of morphological features, distinguishing it from all previously known oviraptorosaurs. Yuan Yang Long Benian can be identified as an oviraptorosaur based on the short and deep skull, as well as several pelvic characters, midway placed triangular obturator process on the ischium, and a nearly ventrally directed long pubis. Among oviraptorosaurs, however, Yuan Yang Long shows unique combination of features not shared by previously known clades, such as the hooked posterior process of the pubic boot, which is longer than the rounded interior process. There's definitely a lot that they're finding with this specific species of Oviraptor. Let's see. So, two articulated skeletons. That's good to hear. Of one Yang Long, including a partial skull and some postcranial bones, were collected in the summer of 2021 from the Moradu locality of the Miyagu Formation in Chelentai, Western Inner Mongolia, China. Okay, let's see. The discovery offers the first early Cretaceous oviraptorosaur record near the Gobi Desert and provides additional insights into the biology and ecology of early diverging oviraptorosaurs. This new species is intermediate in morphology between the earliest diverging and late diverging oviraptorosaurs, and our phylogenetic analysis supports it as a sister taxon to the clade formed by Avamimidae, which is a group of um, dromaeosaurs that would evolve into also close relatives of the larger therizinosaurs. So you have it where you have animals like Avamimus and Kygnathoidea. Notably, oh yeah, gosh, that can be annoying. So you have Kygnathoidea, and then you have that Kygnathidae, which is part of Kygnathoidea. It's this happens with practically every family, um, order, suborder of not just different species of animals, but even when you're referring to different types of plants, fungi, it occurs in there as well. Bacteria. Okay, notably, this new early diverging oviraptorosaur has an ilium with an extremely short post pos, posticep, Posticibular process and hind limbs with proportionally elongate and fused lower segments, and a character combination unknown among other oviraptorosaurs, but common in wading birds. Whoa. Okay, forgot about that. That's interesting. Suggesting a potential ecology involving wading. Preserved gastroliths similar to Caudipteryx suggests a gastric mill function in our new species. So, probably indicating that Caudipteryx, well, that's not necessarily too surprising. We have found Caudipteryx, I believe, before, and other closely related species with preserved stones called gastrolids inside of their stomach to help them digest their food. Many species of birds do this today, like ostriches. So, in our preliminary observations, indicate potential discrepancies in digestion mode of early and late diverging oviraptorosaurs. This is definitely a lot. I'm actually quite surprised that they found of this specific species of Oviraptorosaur. So it's good to see. And it is not apparently a member of Oviraptoridae. At least it doesn't seem. Seems to be a member of that Kynathodidae lineage. Okay, let's head over to. So are we just going wolf, 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 wolf today? Okay. Um. Whoa. Well, this is more of otter energy coming through.
Those
Okay.
badgers.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing it all in slow motion.
It is interesting. I mean, most people also, when it comes to the grasslands of the United States, are the whoa, what on earth? Hold on a second. What was going on there? Wow, there are all these heads.
What is that?
I think it's a head of a young deer. Wow. I think it was a fawn. A lot of meat on that. Like more than the adult one. Pups. Well, this is good to see. Oh, we got a radio collared female.
Why does that radio color need to be that big?
Yeah, I don't understand. Hey, it's a couple of black bear, I'm guessing siblings, just tackling each other.
They're like, it's playtime. Stop biting my nose.
Unless it's supposed to be a male and a female, just in the breeding season, but it could be a couple of siblings. Oh, wow. He's turned into a deer. He no longer, I mean, mustelids will have that sort of gait. Oh, wow. This is definitely a healthy black bear family.
Are those all cubs?
Yeah, everybody was fat. Oh, he got what, a quail or a grouse? It's a coyote, I think, too. Here's
You
a cub.
can't climb that.
He's just testing the stability. Oh, he's like, nope, this won't work.
More food.
I think it's might be the same one, just from another angle. Wow, that's okay.
These guys are just in slow motion. It's funny.
It is interesting how badgers can have their relaxed gait when they're just trotting. Oh yeah, most
Oh, what?
okay. He is turned
Hold
into
on. What?
he or she has turned into an elk. It now has
It's collared.
yeah, elk will decorate themselves with brush and um not seaweed, but just aquatic plants during the rut. And this wolf apparently is doing the same thing. But you can find badgers in areas like different forested areas over in the Midwest, and not just in the Great Plains, like with which is where most people are associated with them. Oh, here's a healthy white-tailed buck. He's definitely getting his antlers in. He's probably watching out for that wolf pack in the area.
What? That's another
Uh,
one.
that is funny. They must be just surplusing on
Look at the color difference.
fawns.
Hold on. Look at this.
Oh yeah, she has a
Baby.
cinnamon brown black bear baby. These aren't that common over in the Midwest and even the Eastern United States. The Western United States are a lot more common. There's seems to be a healthy bobcat family. Everybody seems to be well fed, or they're being eaten. In this instance, this same moose showed up. There's a bear
Wait.
covered in bees
Wait a
or
minute.
mosquitoes following a quail or a grouse.
Where's the grouse leading it?
Oh, that wasn't hitting me. Yeah, I think it's a grouse. Oh, is
Somebody's hurt.
that a wolf? That's a wolf.
Is it coming to the
Oh.
camera to ask for help?
Maybe. I'm guessing if it's part of the pack, they will take care of it. Here's a pup. He feels a bit awkward and uncomfortable.
You say a buck?
Did I say a buck?
What did you say? I thought you said a buck. I'm like,
I think I meant to say a pup.
oh, maybe you did. Maybe I just heard buck.
Interesting. Okay, so
Who laid out this article?
I don't know. Let's see. Animal collisions rise to 7-year high in Finland. As wild boar is here to prove it. He's like, well, I didn't get hit. The number of road accidents involving animals in Finland has climbed to its highest level since 2018, according to insurance company If.
If what?
Well, the increase has been attributed to mild winter conditions, higher traffic volumes, and growing deer populations. So between January and March 2025, if registered more wildlife collisions. Oh, if the company, it wasn't hitting me because I'm just seeing it as that. Is if a preposition? Trying to remember my grammar. Okay, I need to double check that. I don't think it's in. Anyway, so if the insurance company registered more wildlife collisions than during any comparable period in the last 7 years, the company warned that such accidents are no longer limited to the darker months of the year. Well, I didn't think it would matter. Okay, warmer weather made it easier for animals to move around. At the same time, traffic volumes and average driving speeds increased on snow-free roads. Okay. Oh no. Wait. I guess we'll have to do this. Okay. So said Johanna Johansson, claims manager at If Insurance. Deer and roe deer are the most common red deer probably. Though I think there are invasive whitetails over in Finland. But red deer and roe deer are the most common animals involved in collisions. Although moose accidents once dominated. Whoa. Deer and roe deer incidents now outnumber them. In response, If has updated its policies. What was once labeled moose collision coverage is now animal collision coverage. Oh, so reimbursing damages regardless of the species. Whoa. They weren't covering it if it wasn't a moose. Ouch. Secondary collision peak has emerged in spring due to the rapid expansion of deer populations. Drivers shouldn't assume wildlife is only a hazard in the autumn darkness. Collisions can happen at any time. Wild boar now part of collision statistics. While wild boar crashes remain rare in Finland, the number is rising. Probably because wild boar are extremely rare in Finland. There's somewhere around just a couple of thousand of them, maybe, unless they've massively increased in a few years.
Like what's happening everywhere else.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, true. I was thinking of Greece, but Greece has like 400,000 wild boars. According to Statistics Finland, 24 wild boar collisions were recorded in 2024. That's a lot. Most occurred near Matsala, Heinola, and Lappeenranta. In terms of population ratio, about 1 in every 1,000 Finnish wild boars was involved in a road accident last year. That's quite something. Sweden has seen far more severe impacts. I think it's funny that they're comparing it with Sweden, but I guess it's because Sweden once owned Finland. Let's see. So its wild boar population is roughly 100 times larger. Um, and authorities registered over 10,000 collisions involving wild boars in 2024, close to Finland's annual total for deer and road deer combined. Well, I don't know the population of Finland, but I believe there's more people in Sweden. So that might make more sense. And also the wild boar population is immense comparatively. Repair costs climbing. Repairing vehicles after animal collisions has also become more expensive. If the insurance company estimates the average cost per accident at 3,700 euros or Finnish pounds, a
That's
20%
euros.
oh, a 20% increase compared to 5 years ago. Whoa. Deer and road deer tend to damage the front of the car where critical electronic sensors and cameras are located. She also warned about the risks associated with wild boar collisions. Why didn't you compare Finland with like Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, like they're, neighboring countries, or even that area of Western Russia? That would make more sense.
You would have to compare it with the entire country, though. You couldn't say this area.
Hmm. Well, it's quite different in
Geography?
yeah, in geography when it comes to the other countries. So, um, so she also warned about the risks associated with wild boar collisions. If you hit a wild boar, understand that the animal might be dangerous if injured. It's a wild boar. It's always dangerous. Treat it like an encounter with a large predator. Stay in the car. Don't approach the animal or attempt to move it. Turn on your hazard lights. Move the vehicle to a safe spot. We don't know the condition of. Oh, geez. You know what?
Floppy Rabbit on Kick said this is an insurance article.
Yeah.
They're trying to make excuses for raising your rates.
If you hit it, I would think it's not going to be alive. But there are some robust pigs. Is that it? The warning comes ahead of the busy Easter travel period, with insurers urging caution on all roads, not just during late autumn, but throughout the year. Oh, is that it? Well, that was funny. Um, hmm. We didn't really get a number on the deer, just a little bit of something on the boar. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's head back to Minnesota. Now I'm wondering about the collisions here. Okay, so I'm guessing that was two separate spots, but here we have a fisher.
What is he
Yeah, I think
doing?
he's scratching and rubbing his scent on the log. Yeah, he's definitely rubbing his scent. Oh, there's a lynx. He's like,
What am I
whoa.
smelling?
Hmm.
Will they eat them?
I haven't heard of them going after fishers, but certainly possible. Be quite a fight. There's a wolf. Found both. Like, yeah, I better. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows this is my region. Oh, the wolf added its scent. Very nice.
Yeah, he covered himself with the wolf scent.
Hmm.
What?
Oh, you know what? I'll rub it here too.
Jesus. That way they think I'm a wolf.
Almost like because the fisher rubbed his scent, he decided to do it as well. And
Hey,
woodpecker.
now the bird's doing it?
Wow, this fisher really likes it, but that might be a different individual. He seems a bit larger and big, darker too. He didn't even stop by. Oh, the wolf's back. Okay, everybody's ignoring it now. What on earth? What happened? Oh my gosh, who is this?
What's he been eating? What is with this thing?
There's got to be a busy camping area nearby or something because that thing was huge. Oh, I think it's a black fox. Interesting. It's now investigating. Okay, well,
I couldn't tell if it peed on it.
this fisher really loves the log. He must live nearby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's a pine marten. And he's gone. And an otter showed up. Hmm. You might be looking for rodents. They will prey on voles.
How can he see with the snow in his face?
They do pretty well. Yeah, most people tend to be associated with otters as just being really crustacean eaters. And they will go after rodents. Sometimes I think even after deer fawns and
They go after deer fawns?
might will go after younger beavers. It's very possible. So, heading back in time from Sci News, new species of Triassic marine reptile discovered. Paleontologists have described a new species of Pachypleurosaur from the Middle Triassic of southwestern China. So, some might be assuming that we're dealing with Pachycephalosaur dinosaurs from the late Cretaceous, and they will not evolve for another 140, 145 million years. No, wait a second. I might be a bit off on the time. Well, at least another 130 million years. Then we're dealing with a very distant relative of even different marine reptiles inside the ocean. So let's see what occurred here. I'm guessing it said the middle Triassic. So this is probably somewhere around 230 to 240 million years ago. So 240 million years ago is pushing the early Triassic. This is definitely the early Triassic. Dinosaurus mutiensis lived in what is now China during the Inocean age of the Middle Triassic epoch, around 245 million years ago. Now that's within like the first 8 million years. That's early Triassic. Ancient species is a type of Pachypleurosaur, a group of primitive sauropterygian reptiles from the Triassic period. These animals resembled aquatic lizards and had small heads, long necks, and paddle-like limbs, and long, deep tails. The Sauropterygia is the most flourishing clade among Mesozoic marine reptiles in terms of species diversity, and includes the iconic Plesiosauridae from the Jurassic and Cretaceous, and the stem group Placodontiae and Eosauropterygia from the Triassic, said Dr. Hun Lu and colleagues from the Hefei University of Technology. Eosauropterygians were traditionally divided into three groups: the Pachypleurosauridae, the Nothosauridae. This is a slightly more well-known group of marine reptiles, partially thanks to Chased by Dinosaurs with Nigel Marven, Sea Monsters Adventure, and the Pistosauroidae. This traditional view holds that a monophyletic Pachypleurosauridae comprises the sister group to the clade Eusauropterygiae, consisting of Nothosauridae and Pistosauroidae. A complete and articulated skeleton of an immature Deinonychus mutiensis was found in an abandoned quarry that is about 1 kilometer northwest of Muta village in Luxi County, Yunnan Province, China. The skeleton was split into two parts during collection, ouch, and prepared with pneumatic tools and needles in paleontological lab.
Well, I
I
don't wanna
mean,
be split into 2 parts.
yeah, I mean that can occur.
No, I don't wanna be split into 2 parts.
Oh no, I thought you said that's normal for this to occur. Yeah, no, we don't want it, or even a live Dinosaurus. We don't want that occurring. But you had certain types of predators back then that could do the job. So, anyway, let's keep it humane. So, Let's see. The skeleton embedded in the dark gray micritic limestone consists of a part and its counterpart. The specimen is well preserved with a total length of 99.2 millimeters or 4 inches. Adjacent to the specimen, there are scattered limb and rib bones from other individuals, but the limited information available prevents further identification. Oh, yeah, this guy. We might have done a video on this a little while back, but definitely the Pachypleurosaurs are a rare occurrence.
I don't remember that thing, the look of that.
Let's see. So the teams. Oh, so this is specifically Wumengosaurus. Looks like it'd be a fun little pet, but you have to make sure that it has a good filtration system, or just a well pronounced wetland. But you'd probably prefer a marine habitat. The team's analysis recovered the new species as a sister group to Dinosaurus gracilis, a small pachypleurosaur from the Middle Triassic Luoping biota. So, Dinosaurus mutaensis exhibits several automorphic features, including the postfrontal extending posteriorly to the middle of the parietal table and being excluded from upper temporal fenestra. A stout last dorsal rib shorter than the first sacral rib and 2 sacral vertebrae. Well, I found a decent amount of this specific species of marine reptile. In addition, a novel data matrix was compiled to reevaluate the interrelationships of Eusauropterygians. Phylogenetic analysis shows the collapse of the monophyly of Eusauropterygiae. Pistosauroideae, Maheshanosaurus, and Honosaurus constitute the uh, consecutive sister groups to a monophyletic clade comprising Pachypleurosauridae and Nothosauroideae. Furthermore, the monophyly of Pachypleurosauridae is supported by 6 synapomorphies. Our phylogenetic results provide further evidence to the eastern Tethys origin of Pachypleurosaurs. However, early Anisian Pachypleurosaurs from the eastern Tethys region are required to test the biogeographic hypothesis.
Again, it sounds like they copy and pasted somebody's report.
They might have. Um, but I mean, or is there more? No, it's just that specific study. I think. Wait, this is found over in. No, it mentioned China, but it says purchased in the Swiss Journal of Paleontology. I don't know. That's interesting. Uh, um, this would be good to go back over with this specific type of marine reptile, but it definitely makes me want to head over to the Nothosaurs. I don't necessarily stay with the Pachypleurosaurs as much. Okay, let's head over to the next video. Let's see. So this is during the winter, at least back then. 300 and 350 cameras in the woods. This is a very playful wolf.
What are you looking for?
They also seem to be more somewhat lighter colored and, well, maybe more reddish, almost like the red
They
wolves.
found the camera.
Well, these seem to be some healthy pups. They seem pretty curious. It's a moose and her calf. Probably during the summer, or yeah, or I'd say late spring. It's probably around late May, early June. That calf looks like it was just recently born, and they're immediately ready to swim. Very curious lynx.
Have we seen this guy put in before?
Maybe, but I don't remember this shot. He might be the mate of a certain well, head male wolf. Technically, it's just the parents.
What is
Is he,
that tail
is he
doing?
trying to stalk the grouse?
Oh, I didn't even see the grouse.
He's very
Coming.
alert.
I'm coming. I see lunch. You're not gonna get away. It looks like it's gonna jump. Oh no. Well, you shouldn't have moved like that.
It was just not a good hiding spot. So,
What is that?
Oh, it's a beaver.
Better get oh, there's no water.
Yeah, wolves will prey on beavers, and just that's partially why they patrol their dams.
That's a hell of a family.
Wow. Yes, a large family of river otters.
Would anybody actually attack them?
Oh yeah. I mean, you might have where wolves will come after them.
No, I meant when they're in a giant.
Oh, it's less likely, but they still will. Hmm. That one seems pretty relaxed
The
in the
other
back.
wolves look at it and go, "What are you
I
doing?"
think he's or she's okay. Hmm. No, this is this might be the same group of pups. It's him again. Hmm. I guess he's just somewhat patrolling, or he's looking for food.
Oh, here comes the family.
So these are more of cinnamon brown black bears in the region.
Oh yeah, because they're all that. They all have that color. It's not like the others that two were black and the one was brown.
Not sure if it hasn't been getting a lot of water in this area recently.
Really? But you just moved the camera.
Communicating with his family members. Wonder if it found a scent. Okay, so everybody's on the move. Probably looking for deer or moose. Oh,
Well, there's Mr. Moose.
it's probably in the fall too, considering there isn't any snow on the ground. Seems like a healthy individual.
Here we go. Slow motion again.
Oh, yeah, it just hit me. A cougar popped up. They exist. I wouldn't say too common in Superior National Forest, but that's the main range for them over in Minnesota. This wolf is very curious.
Oh, he's saying, "Bring me a meal."
Probably. They also love feeding on blueberries, or they extensively feed on blueberries during the summer. Oh, okay. No, it's excited.
Okay.
Okay, so from the federal.com, heading forward in time, let's see what occurred. Well, here is a relaxed tiger. I don't think it's a wild one, but he's got very clean fur. The cause of death for all 4 tigers within the tiger reserve. Wait, hold on a second. Banhavgar Reserve lost 8 tigers in just 2.5 months. Ouch.
What?
Whoa. Were these cubs? Status report to High Ort reveals. Status report to High Court or High Ort? Reveals a deadly mix of territorial fights and man-made electrocution as Madhya Pradesh struggles to defend its tiger state title. You know, Madhya Pradesh does have a lot of tigers in the region.
How do
I
you
don't
lose
remember.
8 tigers to electrocution.
There's a fence in the area made for livestock adjacent to it.
And it's killing them?
That's just my guess somehow. Let's see. So Jabalpur, February 26th, the PTI Banhavgar Tiger Reserve lost 8 tigers, including 4 due to electrocution over 2.5 months spanning 2025 and early 2026, according to a report submitted to the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Okay. The status report submitted by the field director, the protected forest, said that 4 tigers died within the tiger reserve, and as many lost their lives in the general forest area. The cause of death for all 4 tigers within the tiger reserve was natural, while electrocution killed the remaining 4 in the general forest area. The report said, adding that all the carcasses of all the big cats were completely intact. The report was submitted to a division bench of the HC on Wednesday in response to a petition that claimed big cat deaths under suspicious circumstances in MP's forests. The court directed the petitioners to submit a response to the status report and scheduled the next hearing for March 25th. As per the report, 8 tigers died in the Bandverker Tiger Reserve between November 21st, 2025 and February 2nd this year, or 2026. Inside the reserve, 2 tigers died to mutual conflicts, while 1 big cat drowned in a well. Ouch. 1 succumbed to a disease. In the forest area, 4 tigers were killed due to electrocution.
Those are the worst life insurance odds I've ever heard.
Yeah. Sharing information about power lines inside the core and buffer zones. The report said letters have been sent periodically. Oh yeah, that helps. to the electricity department to strengthen power lines and adhere to wildlife protection standards in sensitive areas of the tiger reserve. It also provided information regarding patrolling. The government also submitted a response to the main petition. Bhopal-based wildlife activist Ahe Dubey had filed the petition. According to the petition, the tiger population in the world is 5,421. Well, it's slightly going up, of which 3,167 are in India.
and have been killed
As
by electricity.
as per actually that number does seem a bit low for the whole worldwide wild population of tigers. As per the latest census, Madhya Pradesh has 785 tigers. Despite being a tiger state, 54 tigers died in Madhya Pradesh in 2025, said the petition. Well, granted, how many of them were just at a certain age? And then disease, one get injured and couldn't feed itself. So that's a big question. The state had reported 43 tiger deaths in 2022, 45 in 2023, and 46 in 2024. The highest number of tiger deaths in the state since the launch of Project Tiger occurred in 2025. The petitioner claimed that Project Tiger was much older. It's only 2025. India launched Project Tiger in 1973. Oh, but and to protect and increase the dwindling population of Bengal tigers. But somehow that specific state didn't correlate with it. Well, I mean, I guess that can occur. MP has 9 tiger reserves, including Kana, Pench, Banhavgarh, Pana, Satpura, Sanhadubrai, Virangana, Duragavadi, Radapanai, and Madhav. 6 tigers died in the state in the first week of this year alone. Though the government declared that tiger numbers have gone up, big cats are dying mysteriously and often under suspicious circumstances in the forest, the petition said, adding that forest officials attribute such losses to territorial conflicts. Wildlife experts believe that a large number of leopards are being killed in the state, along with tigers. Poachers are operating within the reserve using electric wires. Oh, I was thinking maybe it was for livestock outside the region. And the forest department's surveillance and intelligence systems are failing. During the last hearing, the petitioner informed the HC that 10 tigers had died in the state so far this year, including 7 in Banhavgarh. Most of these deaths were due to electrocution and other unnatural causes. Following the hearing, the court had directed the field director of the Banhavgarh Reserve to submit a detailed report regarding the tiger deaths.
Turns out they were all hit by a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, it certainly is possible too. Except for the headline. This story has not been edited by the federal staff and is auto-published from a syndicated feed. Okay, well, it's definitely interesting. What is also kind of funny is that cheetahs are being imported from Africa to India, not just to regain their historical range in India, because back in the 1940s, 1950s, you had a handful of cheetahs left and they used to just conquer India. But it's also to help with the to compensate for the poaching occurring over in Africa, but also cheetahs being killed by hyenas and lions as well, crocodiles. And this, it's just poaching. It's a lot of the time kind of left out of the protected areas within India or just India wildlife conservation in general. And this is definitely
What do you mean poaching's left out?
it's it's um it's just not usually mentioned when it comes to the deaths of many animals inside of India. If they are like if animals are removed from an area, they're usually just put into a captive setting, which you could somewhat put that in the same realm as poaching because now, well, that animal is no longer where it's supposed to be. So, um, I just find that quite interesting. Okay, well, heading back over to Minnesota and Voyager's Wolf Project. Let's see what's going on here. No, here's just the lynx trotting. This is a drier area. Oh, well, this bobcat's got a squirrel. Seems pretty proud. Hey, it's some not maybe sandhill cranes with their chicks. Oh, only 2. That's kind of shocking. This wolf seems a bit damp. Oh, it's definitely fluffy. I guess the weather's cooled down if this is fall. Of course, you were communicating. Oh, they took a right. It's oh, well, it's just a fawn trying to
Let
suckle.
me eat. Why are you
They must
moving?
have been born like probably a couple weeks prior. I guess
Is
a
it
couple of red foxes going at it.
I thought that was a pup.
Hmm. No, they're both.
But they're playing.
I'm guessing the one standing is somewhat barking or screaming at the same time. Foxes can be very communicative. Oh, what did he find? Oh, he catch a vole? Sheesh. Seems that way.
He was looking around like nobody sees me, right? Chew your food.
Hey. Oh,
Where's mom?
yeah, here's some 3 blackberry
Oh, there
cups.
she
Oh,
is. I'm coming.
yeah, literally. Hmm. Maybe something the fox was hearing. It's obviously searching for something like another species of rodent in the region. Oh, it's a couple of bobcats.
Whoa,
I
was that
wonder if
a
it's a
kitten?
male and a female. I don't know. That was a pretty large kitten. Oh,
They're
okay. Yeah, it
kittens.
was. Oh, whoa. The whole pack's together. I guess the pups are almost full grown now. They'll start dispersing. Hmm, interesting. I think I see about, what, 9 individuals?
I see 6, 7, 8. I don't see a 9.
Hmm,
Well, one in the back. There's one
yeah, it
back
could
here.
be. Okay, so heading back in time from Sci News. 161 million year old fossil is the oldest known tadpole. Now, it might seem a bit, irrelevant at first, but this is actually a very astounding discovery. I mean, a tadpole, first of all, being fossilized and um, being preserved from the Middle Jurassic. So, paleontologists have discovered the well preserved fossilized remains of a tadpole of the early Anuran species Natobatrachus digiostoi at the locality of Estancia La Matilde in Patagonia, Argentina.
Jeez.
Well, at least it's just I'm glad that we're finally looking at fossils coming in from somewhere besides China at the moment. Um, I mean, they do have great fossils, but I would like other places too. Hmm, well,
Let me blow that up. It's really small.
okay, well, it's mentioning Argentina, so I'm wondering if specifically in the area, considering this is far after different species of coelophysid, like back in the Triassic period in the early Jurassic, and other species of Herrerasaurids. So it might be some member of the megalosaurid family of theropod dinosaurs that is the giant in the background. So it might be a smaller, it could be much smaller considering we're looking at small frogs, but I don't know, it might be a larger individual. Frogs and toads belong to a group of tailless amphibians called the anurans. They are characterized by a biphasic life cycle with an aquatic larval tadpole stage followed by an adult frog stage. It's a bit more complex than that. There's this thing called the egg. Adult anurans are represented in the fossil record back to the late Triassic epoch, around 217 to 213 million years ago. But tadpoles are undocumented before the Cretaceous period, around 145 million years ago. Tadpoles are the free living, non reproductive aquatic larvae of anurans, which have to go through a metamorphic phase of profound morphological and ecological changes within a short period of time to reach the adult reproductive stage.
So wait, larvae isn't just used for insects?
I haven't seen larvae, that term used for tadpoles. That's actually a bit, that's new. But one thing that's not mentioning, unless it will mention it later on, is that main tadpoles tend to cannibalize to get to the different larger stages in development. I mean, unless you're, supplementally feeding them, so that does not occur, they will, yeah, start just eating each other. University died Maimonides paleontologist Mariana Shilliver and her colleagues. Oh, this is who stated that. This drastic type of metamorphosis of neurons is the most extreme among living tetrapods, and tadpoles represent a highly derived larval stage. The authors examined a well preserved fossil tadpole of Notobrachiosuchus degustoi from the La Matilde Formation in Patagonia. This giant anuran lived during the Middle Jurassic epoch between 168 and 161 million years ago. The species is also represented by a large number of superbly preserved adult specimens from the same locality. Whoa! That's the tadpole? Whoa, wow. That is quite something. Extraordinary. That is immense. I was expecting something, yeah, almost non-existent. That is profoundly intact.
You notice this looks like a seal?
Yeah, it does. According to the team, the tadpole of Notraptrosuchus digiastoi was almost 16 centimeters or 6.3 inches in length. I mean, that's a decent sized tadpole. I mean, they can get longer depending on the species.
16 inches in length?
Six.
Oh, that's huge.
6.3. You can say it's average depending on the species. I'd say, unless I'm thinking of, well, I am thinking of an American bullfrog. So it's decent for that size. The head, most of the body, and part of the tail are visible, as are the eyes, nerves, and a forelimb, which suggests the tadpole was in the late stages of metamorphosis. Yeah, I was kind of shocked that that was still considered a tadpole. Collectively, they show that key features of today's tadpoles, such as their filter feeding system, had already evolved in early neurons around 161 million years ago. Wow. Okay, so they were able to distinguish that from the specimen as well. The tadpole's exquisite preservation, including soft tissues, shows features associated with the filter feeding mechanism characteristic of living tadpoles. Notably, both Notobatrasuchus degustoi tadpole and adult reached a large size, demonstrating that tadpole gigantism occurred among stem neurons. This new discovery reveals that a biphasic life cycle with filter feeding tadpoles inhabiting aquatic ephemeral environments was already present in the early evolutionary history of stem neurons and has remained stable for at least 161 million years. Okay, well, I am thinking about it. 6 inches is actually a bit larger, I think, than American, yeah, American bullfrog tadpoles. Okay, well, it's not a small size. All right, let's head over to the next video. Okay, so we've got a bit of, I think, couple moose just playing. Oh, what's the mother and her calf? This is just seems some part in the winter, and they're just playing a little bit.
Keep
Hmm.
that out of my
Or
eye.
it's late fall. I mean, their bells are, though they would be more pronounced during the winter. In summer, they get
I'm starting to wonder
like a
if I
little.
picked an all moose video. Oh, that isn't.
Oh wow, he just shed his antlers. Yeah, there's no pain with that. And she just had her caps too. Oh, they're still together. Unless those are different individuals. They seem to have more pronounced antlers. And they seem to be like maybe
Why do we keep
5, 6
jumping
years old.
between?
Summer with the
Yeah.
moose in her calves and around fall or winter. Late fall, I guess. Okay, that looks like it could be some part in maybe early September.
Those are
That's a
little
young,
antlers.
yeah, that's a younger moose. And these are too. These might have been from earlier in the video. Well, oh, it's a group.
Oh,
He's starting to shed his antlers.
what antlers?
I wonder if he's an older moose. Something odd about those smaller antlers. Well, this is definitely a younger one. Him too. I think.
I'm
Well,
surprised this is an entire moose video.
I don't know. That's an older one. You see his fur condition. Something was odd with the antlers as well. Wow.
Oh, I get wet food now.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll really like that. But he prefers to go over to certain ponds and feed on the sodium rich aquatic plants that provide the sodium that he needs for growing his antlers, as well as even certain plants containing a lot of calcium and phosphorus. Um, they're not so much into grass. They might feed on certain species of shrubs, flowers, different types of fruits, but they really love their wetland plants. In the winter,
Oh, baby.
just not as much as available. He's just strolling.
I know, it's just kind of funny. Let's go for a nighttime walk.
Yeah, it's definitely summer. I mean, this is probably early June. Calf looks like it was just born. He's got a bit of a smaller bell. Probably a somewhat older moose, but he's definitely an older one. Hmm,
Uh,
He's just checking around.
those
Couple
both
of
females?
females? Yeah. Hmm,
Doop,
I
doop,
don't see that
doop,
too often.
doo. Uh, This is a lot of moose video.
Yeah. They're just strolling through. I'm wondering if they're using certain similar, just moose game trails and considering, yeah, these are yearlings and they're by themselves. I think they're twins too, and they both made it, which is good to see.
Wait, how long do moose stay with the mother?
It can be for around 2 years, sometimes a bit longer.
Doop, doop.
Oh,
And here comes
she's
mom.
she's having to catch up with her calves. That's not something you usually see.
Where does she come?
Yeah, is
Oh.
she behind? Yep. Wow.
They just keep running off. What? That was
Oh,
weird.
it's a bull moose, I think. Yep. He's still shedding and he's following them.
Yeah, but do bull moose attack calves? It's not like bears, is it?
I don't know. That's actually rarely talked about when it comes to um yeah, deer young.
Huh.
Hmm. That's a bear area. He's not going to really find much to eat there.
Uh, Wait, I'm eating. Hold up, I found a snack.
Yeah, he's just munching on some birch leaves. Yeah, it's a pond right over
So
there.
do they mainly eat at the water? Or do they just kind of eat everywhere, but specifically they like
Well, especially during the summer, late spring, early fall, they're going to be hanging out in the ponds. But they will venture into different forested areas where there's also a lot more plant material available, especially on the ground, and feed on certain plants that are much higher in calcium and phosphorus compared to maybe certain wetland plants.
are they
And
berry eaters?
they will feed on berries, just not to the same extent as maybe bears or in some cases wolves, or even foxes. So, but they will, especially during the fall months, and summer occasionally too.
That would be funny is seeing a wolf laying in a berry patch and just munching.
Yeah, that does occur.
Uh, We can now, does the bell come and go?
It can somewhat shrink, especially during the summer, and definitely becomes more pronounced during the fall and winter.
Is that just because of fur, or is it that what?
It's almost kind of like with whitetail bucks and mule deer, and how their necks become a lot more pronounced during the fall, and it's a bit like with the bell when it comes to moose. I have to double check though. So, from the dailygalaxy.com, scientists capture first ever photos of an elusive beaked whale that had never been seen alive.
Akita
Miss,
Bear said, kick. Hold on. Can't read on that screen. Moose, for some reason, make me relate to Christmas time.
I think with many people that's the case, like with reindeer, caribou. I think certain other deer species as well. Let's see. So, a mysterious sound echoed through the Pacific for years. Scientists tracked it, heard it often, but never saw what made it. Um, okay. Whoa! What on earth? What are we? What are we looking at? What's the eye supposed to, or what's the arrow pointing to? Its eye?
That's a weird looking eye.
Interesting. So, for years, a strange, repetitive clicking sound pulsed through the deep Pacific. It was heard again and again on hydrophones anchored to the sea floor or trailing behind research ships. Scientists gave it a name, or at least a placeholder, BW43, a code, a signature, something out there, echolocating in the dark, but leaving no trace on the surface. Yeah, I mean, this is not often to hear about a whale um, all of a sudden finally spotted. It does make you wonder, like, how on earth were they able to come up with a new genus and species anyway? Probably because they found skeletons of the individual, the from beached individuals. The North Pacific, especially the waters off Baja California, has long held secrets. It's vast, deep, and unforgiving. Few things stay hidden for long in science, but beaked whales are an exception. They dive deeper, surface less, and avoid humans better than almost any other marine mammals. Some species remain known only from bones washed up on beaches.
So exactly
So,
what you just said.
yeah, so here's the area, basically northwestern Mexico.
Baja California.
Slight area of Southern California where they're probably seen as well. I'm guessing this is the area that they were traveling amongst the coast. So, left plot indicates a study area off northern Baja California, Mexico, with the ship transect lines in white and DASPR tracks in blue, and equals 18. Top right figures a map of nothing really referring to the whale, I think. BW43 lingered in data sets of BW43 is the whale. It lingered in data sets for over a decade. Some researchers suspected it came from one of the many species of Mesoplodon, a genus of beaked whales so poorly understood that even basic facts, how they look alive, where they go, are still debated. But without proof, guesses were all they had. Now that signal finally has a face. For the first time, researchers have directly connected BW43 to a living animal, photographed and genetically confirmed in the wild. The whale Mesoplodon ginkgodens, also known as the ginkgo tooth-beaked whale. And this is the first time the species has ever been seen alive. The discovery didn't happen overnight. A team led by researchers at the U.S. Naval Information Warfare Center Pacific spent years preparing, sailing to the same remote region each summer. They towed listening arrays behind a ship, using raised viewed platforms, and waited. In 2024, their efforts paid off. The team recorded 21 BW43 detections and observed 5 groups of beaked whales in the same general area. One juvenile male approached the research vessel close enough, about 20 meters, or was that somewhere around 70 feet, for the scientists to collect a small skin sample. Using a crossbow dart, genetic analysis confirmed the sample belonged to Mesoplodon ginkgodens, linking the species with the BW43 signal for the first time. That's really good to see. There's another. It's almost like one of those mysterious, um, like legend creatures. Like it's supposed to be a Loch Ness monster, but it's a beak-toothed whale, or the plesiosaur. Over in Scotland. So, along the biopsy, the team gathered environmental DNA from seawater. These genetic traces left behind as whales moved through the ocean also matched M. ginkgodens. High resolution photographs captured defining physical traits, pale facial markings, a dark eye patch, and the beginnings of tusk eruption in the juvenile. That's interesting. Tusks. Wonder how that's occurring. So none of these alone were enough, but together, genetics, photos, and simultaneous acoustic detection, they built a strong case. So the acoustic detection detecting the sounds distinctive to the beaked whale. The signal had a source, and the whale was once known only from strandings had finally been observed alive. So the whale's, like others in its genus, is a master of staying out of sight. Beaked whales are known for their exceptional diving performance. A 2006 study in the Journal of Experimental Biology documented dives in related species reaching depths beyond 1,800 meters. Geez, is that like what's pushing over like 5,600 feet? So, with foraging dives lasting nearly an hour, they surface briefly, breathe a few times, and vanish again. They don't approach ships, they don't linger near coastlines. That's part of why BW43 went unidentified for so long. The whales spend most of their lives out of reach, acoustically present but visually invisible. Oh, here's another unique picture of the animal. Wow, such a rare sight. Almost non existent.
Oh, so that's the eyes, right?
Yep, there's a
So what
blowhole.
was it pointing to?
Maybe an eye?
I don't think so, 'cause it was much higher.
Oh,
No, not there.
oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's no way that's the eye.
Oh, that's the tusk. That might be the tusk. That's a weird area, but could be. Oh, another face. Yeah, him.
Where's the eye on that one?
I think it's underwater, somewhat. Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know now. That's odd. Oh, are they're three images of the same ginkgo tooth beaked whale. One of a pair of juveniles swimming together. Okay, there's two of them. Okay, so during the survey, researchers photographed adult males bearing long white scars, likely from intraspecific combat using their tusks. These flat leaf shaped teeth appear near the tip of the snout and are used not for feeding but fighting. Circular scars from cookie cutter shark bites were also common. Ouch. Coming from a cookie cutter shark? Oh, those individuals can bite through steel.
Really?
So, oh, look up a cookie cutter shark. So, COO. And they're tiny too. And that whale's definitely going to feel that. I mean, but they have like some of the most powerful teeth in the shark family. Literally, they cause boats to sink because they will just gnaw right through the material. And there he is. They're not too rare either, but they're definitely a unique individual and just very powerful teeth.
Well, I'm
Okay,
trying to
well,
find another. Oh, okay. This is what it does to animals.
yep, there it is. Is that on a shark? Another shark.
Yeah, it looks like it's on another shark.
I wonder if it's a frilled shark. Look up frilled shark. So a close relative of the whale shark. Yeah, they just come over and rip off a chunk of flesh.
Frilled or grilled?
Frilled, frilled. We're going to see a lot of stuff coming in from like Southeast Asia with grilled shark.
No, I did it as a.
So I think Iceland eats shark too.
This is weird looking. This doesn't look like a shark.
But it's like not to the same extent. Like there are literally just lines of shark fins. I remember. Anyway, is that him? This might be another shark, but that's not the.
It
That's
says it's a frilled shark.
no. This isn't the frilled shark.
Everything says this is a frilled shark.
Oh, wait a second. Look up basking shark. But you should keep this guy though. I think it's a relative of the cookie cutter shark. Yeah, basking shark. That might be what it is.
The
Confused.
basking one's the giant one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Yeah, that's it. It weighs somewhere around 12 tons at least. It just feeds on plankton, like krill in the ocean. There he is. So I'm guessing that's what it took a bite out of. It's off like the coast of some part of Ireland, or I don't think it's New Zealand.
Is that
Maybe
because they're so what's the word?
maybe Faroe Islands.
What's the word I'm going after?
Harmless.
Oh, I can't use that one.
They get to somewhere around 35 to 40 feet in length. They're pushing between 11 to 12 meters. There he is. Yeah, that's though I don't know. The fins of basking sharks are quite wide. There's just something off about that fin. So let's see. Um, Most of the sightings occurred over the continental slope between 861 and 2,199 meters in depth. That's going to be pushing nearly 7,500 or 8,000 feet. That habitat, combined with the species behavior, explains why it had remained undocumented in the wild for so long. It also suggests the whales may be more resonant to the area than previously believed. Now that researchers know that BW43 represents, or what it represents, they can begin using acoustic monitoring to track M. ginkgodens across the North Pacific. Networks of hydrophones on the seafloor, towed by vessels or attached to drifting buoys or buoys, can detect the click trains that make up the BW43 signal, even when the whales are too far or too deep to observe directly. Because beaked whales have shown sensitivity to naval sonar, this identification helps in more than just ecological mapping. It allows both environmental regulators and naval operations to avoid acoustic overlap with known habitats. Sound, in this case, becomes a tool for protection. What are those blue spots? Is this where they've been spotted? Probably, considering Baja California is full of it. Whoa. So they're definitely over in different parts of, um, would that be considered Oceania? I think over here. Where's Hawaii? There's Hawaii. Yep. Okay.
I thought you were
Yeah.
asking me. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, like Polynesia, that area. So Aleutian Islands. Basically, this is um extreme western Alaska. Let's see. And then Japan, nothing. I think that might be adjacent to the Philippines. No, I don't think it's far enough south. Hmm. Interesting. But definitely not far from Kodiak Island. It's showing up at the Gulf of Alaska, adjacent to the Olympic Peninsula of Washington State, and then over in California, Baja California, and the Line Islands. Previous mass strandings of beaked whales have occurred following sonar exercises. A 2014 study in Frontiers Physiology examined how mid frequency sonar may alter deep diving behavior in whales and potentially contribute to gas embolism events. With M. ginkgodens now traceable through sound, future mitigation can be better targeted. The team's approach, combining real time audio tracking, visual confirmation, genetic sampling, and eDNA, offers a new model for attributing other unidentified sonar signals. For example, the BW37V signal, once unattributed, was later associated with Hubb's beaked whale in a separate acoustic identification study. Similar work is still needed for signals like BW29. Guessing that is the Hubb's beaked whale individual they're talking about. Okay. Um, this was definitely interesting. So, thanks for joining. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guy Live Daily News. We will see you Monday at 10 a.m. And happy Sabertooth Cat International Sabertooth Cat Day. And remember that nothing